I've seen that since university.
Funny, insightful interviews from a watchdog to some McKnight tonight. McKnight tonight. Here comes McKnight tonight.
Hello and welcome to McKnight Tonight. I am Rob McKnight. It's Thursday and that means it's Tipsy Thursday. And I've been warned, just a quick little drink. Don't savour it. It's wine, Amanda. I meant to savour it. Was that fast enough? Nice. Hey, this wine is thanks to Dylan Milton, who bought me a coffee. You can do that too. Just go to buymeacoffee/McKnight Tonight. Thank you, Dylan. It's a really nice drop. I'm scared to drink it now. I just got in trouble. I'm hurrying, Amanda. I'm hurrying. You can't just guzzle wine down just because I always do that. And you know what? We love our drinks, but it is Thursday, the 17th of July, and that means it's World Emoji Day. It's the one day of the year we celebrate our, well, not the one day, it's one of the days in the year we celebrate our love of tiny yellow faces, crying, laughing, chaos, and yes, the suspiciously flirty eggplant. I think Mark Latham knows a thing or two about that. Anyway, topical, edgy, as Joe Hildebrand would say. Coming up tonight, another threat to the NDIS funding. This is pretty serious. Why I'm calling for big changes to the way we take out subscriptions. And we'll meet, honestly, this is an amazing one. You've got to watch this. We'll meet the amazing Aussie student who is taking the world by storm with his business that's selling 250,000 sales around the world. As always, share your feedback in the comments section of the video on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, the best place to watch the show is at youtube.com/@McKnight That's youtube.com/@McKnight because that's where we're monetizing this little show. And we're slowly starting to build thanks to your loyalty and you watching us through that platform. All right, let's get into our hot topics. And we'll start with a topic that affects us all, but one not many of us think about. I'm talking about food labelling laws and why a popular product comes with a cancer warning overseas, but we don't get a warning here in Australia, and that's despite the ingredients essentially being the same. I want to show you a TikTok video that's gone viral after exposing the warning. As you can see here, it's labelled risk of cancer and reproductive harm, and there is the warning on the video. So then the person turns it over and we see that it's buldak spicy ramen. Now, it turns out it's really all of those. And when I saw this, I thought, surely it's fake. They put this label because a food product with a cancer warning. But then I found another video dealing with the very same issue.
If you're interested in having children, you might want to watch this. If you're not interested and you don't care about your fertility, then you can keep scrolling. So I just want to know, where is it? I can't find it. Oh, here it is. It says California only, which still doesn't make sense to me because what do you mean? It says cancer and reproductive harm. Whatever this warning is, I've seen this on more things than just this, but I haven't seen it in a while. So your warning, if you're in California, I guess that it's California specific. Watch out for this because apparently it can cause reproductive harm.
I have to laugh. It only affects you if you're in California, not if you're in Texas or anywhere else. Now, the company Buldak also sells these products in Australia through Coles and Woolies. But a look at the packaging shows no such warning exists. Nothing. And I had AI compare the ingredients in Australia to the US, and they're essentially the same. Certainly no significant difference that would warrant this warning in the US and not in Australia. So I've done a bit of digging today and discovered Australia has much weaker food labelling laws than California, which appears to be why we don't get the warning. It's all because in December last year, California made changes to its Prop 65 regulations, its Safe Drinking Water and Toxic Enforcement Act. Now, the amendments require warnings about chemicals known to cause cancer, birth defects, or other reproductive harm. So here we have a product being sold in California, which is essentially the same product being sold in Australia. But in California, this product has a clear label saying cancer and reproductive harm. And there's no warning on the product here. So it appears from everything I've looked at today, there's no blanket requirement in this country to list all the chemicals we're consuming. Let that sink in. Food companies can put harmful chemicals into their products sold in Australia, but they don't have to warn us. I think our food labelling laws in Australia are a joke. They're now worrying about allergies. You'll get a warning if it's got gluten or something like that, which is great, as it should be. But surely we have a right to know what chemicals are in our food. It really goes for everything, but food, something we consume, put into our bodies. And even the list of ingredients isn't everything that's in there. Some get bunched under a number that might be from different parts of the world. We really have no idea what we're putting into our body, even if you're trying to do the right thing and read the labels. This Prop 65 amendment in the US, it's huge, and it will lead, some believe it will lead to these companies changing the ingredients in their products, because no company wants to have a cancer warning on their product. Are you going to eat those products knowing it has a risk of cancer? I certainly won't be. So isn't it time that Australia adopts this amendment from America, from California, and we have a right to know if these products are cancer-causing? I mean, isn't this just plain and simple? If a food product has cancer-causing chemicals in it, one, it shouldn't have cancer-causing chemicals in it, but two, we, the public, deserve to know. Australian Food Standards needs to up its game because this is ridiculous. Yes, instead of having those chemicals, I'll just have my wine. That'll get me through life. It's Tipsy Thursday. Let me know your thoughts about our food labelling laws, because I don't think they're up to scratch. Do you? Leave your feedback in the comment section of the videos on Facebook or YouTube. All right, moving on. And a stunning revelation out of Canberra could reshape the future of the NDIS. Bureaucrats are warning Labor ministers to ignore disabled advocacy groups if they want to rein in spending on the world's most expensive disability scheme. The leaked memo urges the government to continue slowing growth of the $52 billion NDIS, despite warnings from peak bodies about the real-world consequences for people living with disability. That warning flies in the face of what disabled communities have been saying, that cuts could deepen workforce shortages, reduce services, and harm people who rely on them. I always get worried about the NDIS because there are always commentators who talk about the rorts. No one ever focuses on how the NDIS is helping people. And look, I know that it's an expensive proposition, but I have benefited from the NDIS. My family has, and I'm such a supporter of it. It changes lives. And while the government may want to reduce it, I think the NDIS came in and nobody really realised what was going on in Australia when it comes to disability. And of course, that is now being expanded because we're dealing with ADHD, we're dealing with autism and many other things that are becoming prevalent. And I think because we're more aware. I think these things have always been around, but we're becoming more aware of them. I'm ADHD officially. I'm actually going to go and get tested for some other stuff, but I'm definitely have been officially diagnosed with ADHD, and it affects your life. And I just wonder if when I was younger, if I'd had some intervention and some help, how different my life might have been. And I love that the NDIS is there, not just for people on the spectrum or ADHD, but the range of disabilities we have in this country. So the last thing I want to see is any scrapping of services. And the idea that don't worry what the disability advocacy groups are saying because we want to reduce the cost, how outrageous is that? You may reduce costs, but there are ongoing costs to the community. And if you think about some of the things the NDIS does, especially with the way it's helping kids, those kids are learning skills for life, which means they don't become a burden on the welfare system as they get older. That's the beauty of the NDIS in some instances. Now, there's some people who will need the NDIS for their whole life, and that's fine. We should support them. But I hate this reclassification when we go, oh, hang on, you were considered disabled, but now you're not. You know, we've heard outrageous stories of people in wheelchairs not passing requirements and things like that. It's just ridiculous. And look, it is a big number. There are over 717,000 Australians supported under the scheme. And it could cost around $34.2 billion over the first 9 months, or it will, sorry. The scheme did cost $34.2 billion over the first 9 months of 2024-25. But guess what? That's $740 million less than was projected by the Disability Compliance Australia. The growth rate has moderated to 10.6%. That's down 12%. So we're on track to meet the 8% target. You know, our population gets bigger and we're still reducing. But I want to be careful about how we're reducing. I don't want people losing services. And get rid of the rorters. Come down. If you rort the NDIS system, you deserve to rot in jail. But don't harm the people that need it. And this is the big thing. Whenever I hear shock jocks talking about this on the radio or on commentators on TV, and they take these easy pot shots at the NDIS system that it's all a rort. No, it's not. There are so many people. What did I say? How many people was it? 717,000 Australians who rely on the NDIS. You know, maybe less than 1% are rorting, and the people that look after them are rorting. Well, let's put resources into finding those people and getting rid of those out of the system and jailing them. But don't attack the people that need it. There's a big lesson here. Support the NDIS. Our country needs it. Okay, I'll get to your feedback in just a moment. But first, it's time for Rob's Rant. This is where I get to get something off my chest, you know, because I certainly don't have enough opportunities to tell you my thoughts on the world. Tonight, I'd like to talk about automatic renewals. You know, when you do something on the internet and it makes you take out an annual subscription, and then it says, or even just a monthly subscription, or, you know, you sign up, you just need it once, and then it sets on an automatic renewal automatically, and you have to go in and cancel it, but you always forget to cancel it and you get caught out. Well, that happened to me last week to the tune of $450. Now, it was a service that I used during Spotlight when I was working there, and I was able to claim back. But of course, I forgot that I had subscribed to it. And so all of a sudden I see this charge of $450 on my credit card, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And of course, it was an automatic renewal. I think it should be against the law. There's two things. You should opt in to an automatic renewal, and any company that allows you to subscribe to something online has to let you unsubscribe online. News Corp is notorious for this. You can sign up to any of their digital offerings, the newspapers, Foxtel, all that kind of stuff online. But if you want to cancel, what do? You have to call. You have to call the number. And there's so many companies out there that set you up for that automatic renewal, and it's just not right. Sometimes you just need the service for the month or the first year or whatever it might be. And how many times have you been caught? Think about the thousands of dollars you probably wasted on automatic renewals. It has to stop. This is the kind of stuff that government should be getting involved in, but they never do they? They're too busy taxing us and taking our money, but not helping us get through the everyday. Stuff like this, I don't know, stuff like this to me is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Stop the practice of automatic renewals unless you opt in and give them permission. It's a simple thing, and it's time that we made it change.
It's the Random Life Shot of the Day. Where are you going today? You'll never know where you'll end up with the Random Life Shot of the Day.
Yes, it's time for our Random Live Shot of the Day. And tonight, as requested by Daniel, we're heading to Kazakhstan. No, Kazakhstan. How did I get that wrong? I know this word. Anyway, Kazakhstan. There we go. Woohoo! We'll just do another take on that. Thanks, Amanda. Oh, we're live. Daniel and his wife went there for 2017. He knew how to say it. And he says it was amazing. How could I not know Kazakhstan? It's crazy. Anyway, I don't know if Daniel went to Almaty, but that's where we are tonight. Almaty is a former capital nestled against snow-capped mountains and is known for its blend of cosmopolitan city life and natural beauty. Weather-wise, it's extremely hot, hitting a high of 39 degrees after a low of 23. I'm looking at that beautiful shot and I'm thinking Kazakhstan, of course, the character in the Mankini. What was that? Maybe I've had too many drinks. Hang on. I want to say Bruno, but I'm thinking Bruno Boucher, Kyle's manager. No, come on. You nice. What's the guy's name? Can someone please help me out? I cannot remember. Isla Fisher's husband. I'm having a complete. It'll come to someone. All right, let's get to the feedback. Dylan says Borat. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, radio notes. Thank you, Borat. Dylan says, hope you're enjoying the wine, Rob. Amanda hates me taking that wine. Own Your Own Crazy says milk may contain lactose. Thank you very much. Restoration Archive says California is really paranoid with labelling microwave ovens are labelled as a cancer risk. Well, they actually are a cancer risk. And we have a rule. We actually have the microwave in the McKnight Tonight studio, also known as our garage. And the kids, we get the kids away from it when we use it. Yeah, it's fair enough. Dylan says, our food labelling laws need some serious reform. Companies get away with so many lies on the packet. And what it is, Dylan, it's lies, and now it is the non-inclusion of information, I think, is the key there. All right, over the page we go. Restoration Archive says, NDIS, just like everything, experienced creep. Started off with good intention, now it's a joke. Criminals getting 500k NDIS packages when they get out of jail is a joke. Sex workers on the taxpayer, no. I'm going to take one issue with you there. I actually support, and I've said it here on McKnight Tonight before, I actually support sex workers on the NDIS, and it's a controversial view to take. I'm very well aware of that. But when you've got people whose disabilities preclude them from being able to go out and have relationships, why do we deny them the most basic human right? You know, we expect people to not have sex. And I don't understand why we think that's okay for these people to go without. I know it's considered an icky thing and that we don't usually like to talk about it, but I do think there's a human need for those people. That why shouldn't we pay for the NDIS to give them some sexual stimulation? I actually don't understand the backlash there is against that. So with respect, I will disagree with you on that. But there is a previous McKnight Tonight dealing with that. Travis says, my sister wouldn't survive without the NDIS. With two parents not working due to health issues, we couldn't afford her medical supplies and the support she requires. Very well said, Travis. Thank you for your feedback. And that's the thing. There's so many people out there. Justine says, auto-renewals suck. Anytime I sign up to anything now, I try to immediately stop the renewal. Then if I need it to renew, I renew it. If I don't get caught out. Can't say it's worked 100% of the time, but it saved me lots, lol. I got to learn your trick, Justine. I've got to learn your trick. Spencer Howson says, good to have your house here. You can, I think Spencer's still doing Drive on the ABC in Brisbane. He's been filling in for the past few weeks. I think he's still doing it. He says it's good that streaming services allow you to chop and change, turning them on and off for a month to month with no penalty. That's very true. You can very much just choose your streaming services and say, I've had enough of that one for now. I'll go and take some others out. Very good point. Thank you, Spencer. And we've got Dylan again. Yay, live shot of the day. Is that snow I see on the mountains? Yes, it is. If we, yeah. Thanks, Amanda. She's, I think she was having a wine break. Yes, there's some snow-capped mountains here. It's a beautiful shot, isn't it? Over the page, Restoration Archive. See, can't drink wine live on free-to-air TV. ACMA would fine you. YouTube, bring it on. Thank you very much. Don't forget, if you've got some feedback, send it to me at on the YouTube page. We are youtube.com/@McKnight tonight. And I appreciate your company. Now it's time to meet an amazing young Australian. What if I told you that one of the top young entrepreneurs in the world is a 19-year-old Aussie? He's a young man who started his own business at just 11 years old and is now helping people around the world. His name is Kai Seaman, and he's just placed second out of 1,200 global finalists at the 2025 Global Student Entrepreneur Awards, the only Aussie to make it to the final. Kai's company, Keiko Fidgets, designs purpose-built sensory tools that help people manage anxiety, increase focus, and reduce harmful behaviours. They're used by neurodivergent people, but also by anyone needing to regulate or recenter. What makes this story even more special is that Kai is autistic and dyslexic, and that's honestly just the start of his amazing story. To tell us more, I'm joined by Kai and his mum, Jo. Hi, team. Welcome to McKnight Tonight.
Thanks so much for having us.
It's a pleasure. Kai, congratulations. Second in the world. How do you plan to spend that $40,000 you won?
I'm planning on using it to join the organization, EO, which is the ones that are funding the organization. It's a non-for-profit entrepreneurs organization which allows entrepreneurs to talk to other entrepreneurs about issues that they're going in, helping them grow their business to the next step.
Well, that's fantastic. You don't want a PlayStation?
No, for some fun stuff, but it's more for business and for the iPhone fidgets.
Well, good on it. This is why you're successful and I'm not. Because Kai, this all started after you had some problems at school. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was bullied at school for the fidgets that I was using. This is one of the fidgets I was using. It was very colourful and I was told to go play with the crafts. So I couldn't find anything for kids to add up, so I decided to make my own out of and so bully kids just wanting the fidgets at school.
And then you created these stores, you started selling the products, and those same bullies came and bought these products from you. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm happy turnaround that like the people that were the people made my school life miserable are now the ones that it's
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Jo, you're an occupational therapist. How much input have you had on Kai's business?
Initially, it was as a mama. My OT background then started kicking with kind of start kind of brainstorm other ways to solve needs, including things like replacing things like cervical non-suicidal cutting is a really big one. We have incredibly huge part of what our passion has been. Hair curling, people that pull their hair and more patch eyelashes out. So a lot of the boutique things that aren't particularly commercially viable to lean into because we're passion based and brands. We, they're the things that matter most to us, not so much and it matters.
Well, Kai, I'm 52 and I wouldn't know how to start a business at my age. You're now shipping 250,000 products every year. How did you do it?
So we started 8 years ago. So at first it was just 12 months. So we just started ourselves. But as we grew bigger and bigger, we had to like more people to help us. My mum and dad quit their jobs full time and worked full time in the business in about 2019. And from there we were able to grow the business a lot bigger because we had more people working in-house.
When Kai, we could see how much of this building his self-esteem, we actually found a kids business mentoring program, and we did that. And it was 12 months around that he did challenges and later we went alongside him about, registering a business name, creating a website. And so that very much helped us because we're like, no idea how to business in some ways. We still went, We refer to ourselves kind of the Willy Wonka of fidget making.
I love that.
I think that, a better at figures than, because I would have no, I don't, but we very much are passionate about creating it. Also, we've got a lot of stockists now, so we're in sensory stores, toy stores, we actually were approached at one point by Woolworths, which we chose not to do. That was the underlying. So the growth has really been because people's need to then express and we listen and create. And also through the amazing stuffers as well, we I guess get it much further reach.
So, guys, what's your advice to other neurodivergent kids or teens with a big idea?
Try to find something that you're passionate about and make that what you want to do. And if it doesn't work the first time, doesn't mean that it's not going to work another time.
That's a really good piece of advice, and it's all about that passion. What kind of feedback, Joe, are you getting from customers?
Oh, look, it's daily. It's my favourite thing about our inbox is the bundle show, which we don't put forward to other people because they're private. But, people sharing that it's, time in their life they have nails or they're not cutting. One of our very first customers that sort of helped develop the cutting replacement on the wrist has actually cut since she's been using the product like 5 years. And, for me, that literally lights me up. We can provide safe ouch in a way that actually enables people to experience what they need, but in a helpful way. And also, either inconspicuous way, because work. It's fine if that's what you would like to do, but you'd like something more discreet and functional, like a pen that allows you to that is STEM. Because the thing is, for the vast majority of us, using a fidget or jiggling our legs or tapping, all these things actually help reduce two chemicals in our brain, which calm us down and focus. And so it's actually very normal and natural, and pain is often very common that people see. But people don't even realise they'll leave their numbs and do all sorts of things. So having tools that are discreet, that are everyday, kind of both validates the need and normalises it, which, I think is really important.
Well, I have ADHD and I can tell you leg jiggling is just part of my life and a bit of nail biting as well. So I completely understand that. You guys are amazing. And what you're doing is actually, you haven't just started a business, you're making a difference to the lives of other people. So everyone needs to make sure they check out the website at keikofidgets.com. Kai and Joe, you're an amazing success story. I wish you more and more success. Thanks for joining us on McKnight tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, aren't they amazing? I tell you what, you've got to go to Kaiko Fidgets, and it's KAIKOFIDGETS.com. Amazing story, and I'm really, really happy with them. Just amazing. All right, let's take a look at some of the feedback coming through to McKnight tonight, and we do appreciate it. Dylan says, congratulations, Kai. Keep up the amazing work. Couldn't agree with you more. Dylan, thank you for that. What else have we got there? Andrew says, as a person with a disability and a passionately advocate, thanks, Rob. Once again, you're spotlighting the strengths and achievements of people with disabilities. Your support means a lot. Cheers. Thank you, Andrew. I genuinely appreciate that. That's very kind. Thank you. And Your Own Crazy says, no pressure, Jazz. She's 18 and she hasn't sold 250,000 products around the world. So come on, Jazz, get your act together. I'll have to get her to meet Kai and get some tips. Radio Notes podcast says, workers provide more than what general public thinks. McKnight is right. And don't we love hearing that? McKnight is right. All right, we've got one more there just waiting to go. Restoration Archive says, answer, we aren't denying them. They can pay for it with their own money from their family. But the point is they don't always have the money, which is why we have the NDIS funding. And I understand that you don't think sex is an important part, but I think it's, you know, anyone who doesn't want people to have sex workers on the NDIS, that's fine. Go without sex for a couple of years. Do a year with nothing, where you can't even do anything yourself. You can't get anybody to have sex with you. Just go without sex completely. Go full stop for a year, and then see if you might change your mind. All right. You know what? I'm going to turn the lights down low. Let's do this. All right. The lights are down low. We've got the, I wouldn't say it's romantic music in the background, but we've got the McKnight Tonight theme, which puts me in the mood. So let's have a back end quickie before we wrap up tonight's show. Amanda's shaking her head like, are you serious? All right, we'll stop that, Amanda. Sorry. See, I think that was hilarious. Anyway, I was hoping to show this one last night, but there was a bit going on. But did you see that amazing interview with golfer Scotty Scheffler? At a press conference where he was on the brink of a tournament that could get him to 4 major wins and 3 of the 4 legs of the career Grand Slam at just the age of 29, he is unquestionably the best player in the world, and he gave the best answer ever.
I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, you know, places of your heart. You know, there's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number 1 in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And, you know, I really do believe that, because, you know, what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know, because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, you know? So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, you know, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point.
What a great interview. What a great interview. I mean, just someone who just isn't caught up in it all. It's amazing. Hey, look, I see a bit more feedback coming through. Spencer Housen says, congrats on week 1 of the new format. Katrina, hello, Katrina. She says, great interview with Kai. What an awesome entrepreneur. And at the end, Nicole says, at the end of the day, it's his job. It is his income. Thank you very much for your company on week 1 of McKnight Tonight and Media McKnight. We will be back next week at Monday at 9 o'clock. I hope you can join us. Who knows what a new week will bring. It'll be full of fun, excitement, and of course, we'll end the week with Tipsy Thursday. I'm Rob McKnight. I'll see you next week. Good night from McKnight.
It's good night from McKnight Tonight.